Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Tech Talk. Tech Talk is a show where we talk about new and exciting things happening in the field of technology. We talk about the companies behind those movements and some of the people that are making things happen. So today we are very lucky to have as our guest, we've got Matthew Bourdeau with Robert Half. So Matthew, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about Robert Half, especially when it comes to the area of technologies. So for those that may not be familiar with the company.
Sure. So, Robert Half has been, we've been in the market now for over 70 years. The company itself started back in 1948. When you look at Robert Half Technology, we are one of the global leaders in providing IT talent in both the contract space as well as contract to hire project-based initiatives. When I look at the local market, Jacksonville, our group is focused on IT initiatives such as cybersecurity, network security, technical support, software development, multi-platform systems integration, just for a few examples.
Yeah, that stuff's growing like crazy right now, right? So
it's nuts.
We work a lot with the CIO community here in town. Like one of
Sure.
the things we find, probably the most challenging part of their job is just finding talent.
100%.
Right? It's one of those things where the demand so outweighs the available talent right now. So how are you guys helping companies address that?
Sure. This is the market right now is a very unique situation. For the first time in the history of our country, you've got more jobs available than people. Right? So,
good situation.
Yeah, you think about that. Unemployment rates, you look at the national average, the national average, but then when you start to dig into IT positions, you're looking at in some situations less than 2%. Mm-hmm. And then when you really start to get into some of those more niche type roles, you can be less than 1%.
Right. I think the challenge with some of that too is some of the specialties that we're seeing now with AI and AWS certifications
Correct.
and things like cybersecurity. There's just not a lot of people with a long track record of experience there, right?
Correct.
So finding that young talent in particular is
Right.
so key right now.
Well, it's a combination of finding the talent, but then understanding that you have to move quickly, right? If you actually find someone you like, back in the day, maybe you could wait and see a few extra candidates. Is this the right guy? And kind of compare and contrast. Now, if you find something you like, you have to move quickly just based on unemployment rates.
Right, so how do you do that though? But as a wise business person, right, you don't want to rush into hiring an employee. They
Sure.
they tell you kind of, hire slow, fire fast, kind of thing. But so you want to vet that potential candidate.
Sure.
At the same time, like you said, it's a buyer's market right now.
Right.
Finding those guys and locking them down quick is important. So how do you balance those two?
Well, and I can relate this back to Robert Half. It's one of the things I think makes our company very unique. When you look at our ability to find a custom fit for a client or for a specific solution that they have on a project-based need, our ability to vet these candidates up front. We start with a phone screen, then we go into an interview, we have technical assessments, we're digging into testimonials, we're digging into reference checks, really making sure not only on the intake process we understand what your need is, but also vetting the candidate on the front end and making sure that they're set and ready to move when you are.
So one of the other things that people are really excited about is AI, right? So there's a lot of great prospects of what it's going to be able to do, how it's going to benefit companies. So there's amazing potential there, and obviously
100%.
need for jobs. There's the other side of that, which is people a little bit nervous about
Right.
what's this going to do and affect my career? Am I going to be replaced by a robot,
Sure.
or Alexa's going to take my job?
Sure.
2 years from now. So what does that look like to you guys?
So Robert Half just did a recent study on, I guess, AI anxiety.
Right.
What's that doing with the marketplace? How do people feel that's going to affect their jobs? And the reality of this is the AI piece, the Internet of Things. What you're looking at is, there could be some potential replacement of some of the more mundane or operational
Transactional.
tasks. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, whenever there's any type of job elimination, there's always job creation that comes with that.
Right.
So positions like this, it's actually going to elevate the type of roles you have that involve more macro level, more critical level thinking. That's going to come with higher salaries, right? And then remember, when you're dealing with robots lack empathy, emotional intelligence, compassion. Sure. So you still need that within the business in order to have it thrive.
Yeah.
So my recommendation for people that are, number one, you need to embrace technology, right? It's not going anywhere. Embrace the technology. But then if you're focused on your own personal career development, again, more of that macro level critical thinking coupled with being able to communicate
Yeah.
and having more of that collaborative type effort.
What's the best advice you would give to a technology leader with a company that, a lot of companies are doing, especially in this market, they're doing some really ambitious things. They're trying to grow and scale really fast. But again, trying to just meet that need. So what recommendations would you give to somebody that's in charge of a department of IT staff?
Well, again, you look at where the unemployment rates are. So the days of just posting a position and thinking you're going to get 20, 30 resumes, it's just not going to happen, right? It's just, that's not going to happen. I look at Robert Half. We have a database of candidates that's over 16 million candidates. Wow. So when you talk about like a referral-based network, where we're going right now, we're starting with our database. We're pushing on the candidates we represent. I mean, candidates within the local marketplace, they want to work. They're highly skilled. They want to work with a company like Half, specifically because we're looking to advance their career as well. We're investing in them with our online courses, helping them build their technical acumen and also marketing them out into the local market space.
Okay. So as you guys look at yourself versus your competition, I mean, what are your biggest differentiators?
Well, again, I talked a little bit about, the database that we have. I mean, we have a global footprint with localized expertise. And what I mean by that, Robert Half Technology, you're talking about over 100 offices. But within the local expertise, I've got guys on the ground that are, they're branding themselves within the marketplace. They're pushing extremely hard, making sure that the candidates are vetted. They have that local presence. People know them within the community, as both the client side and the candidate side.
And you guys have made some big investments here in the community. I know you're a big part of the Tech Coast conference that's coming up.
100%.
It's August 21st.
Really excited about that.
Yeah, it should be great. It sounds like it's going to be bigger and better than ever. I know that the show is at the Jaguars Stadium, the TIAA Bank Field this year, so it'll be a cool venue to come out to. So talk about your guys' role in that and what you'll be doing with that show.
For us, it's again, I go back to that education piece, making sure that the clients understand how hard it is to find that qualified talent, and again, I go back to what's hot in the market right now, whether it's software development, cybersecurity, cloud computing, cloud architecture. I mean, everybody right now is looking to push their data to the cloud, protect their data with all the attacks companies have had with cybersecurity. That's the focus, but in order to fill these positions, you have to have a game plan up front. Yeah. You have to understand, okay, here's what I'm looking for. Here's the specific projects that we need to fill. This is how we're going to get these positions filled. And I highly recommend you work with a firm like Robert Half. Based on the database we have and our ability to fill these positions and fill them quickly.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you guys are doing some amazing stuff. You'd obviously be a good partner for any business out there. So for people that see this and want to learn more about you guys and find you, where can they find you at?
I would recommend going to our website, roberthalf.com. You can go there and you can pull up technology. You can do a search to find out which locations are close to you. And, the phone numbers are listed there, and we'd be happy to help out.
Great. Well, Matt, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
And guys, thanks as always for tuning in to another episode of Tech Talk. We'll see you next time.